Remember that little Gemini earn snafu? Well, we got to revisit it because it is actually ongoing. Gemini Earn is a program from Gemini, the exchange, which allows you to earn interest on top of your crypto holdings from the exchange. A lot of people rolled into it because, hey, why not earn 7% plus on your crypto asset holdings? The problem with that is that product was built on top of Genesis, which itself is now going through some liquidity issues and has been going on for about a month now. Genesis trading closed off withdrawals from the exchange quite a while ago, and we still have not had a way to resolve the issue. Though this week, new information from Genesis and Gemini says they might have a solution by the end of the week, just in time for Christmas, which would be pretty nice. There's about $900 million worth of assets within this Gemini Earn account, which is now on Genesis platform. There's about $1.8 billion worth of liabilities on top of Genesis as well, which they're trying to figure out how to get withdrawals going once they have the liquidity issue resolved. Going to kick this one over to Zach. You are a DCG whisperer, so give us the scoop on this story.
I mean, I don't know about that, but CoinDesk, DCG, Genesis, all these people are collectively owned, right? So just full disclosure, CoinDesk shares a parent company, DCG. It's the parent company of CoinDesk. It's also the parent company of Genesis. And, you know, you say that this is a little snafu, Will. This is $900 million. This is a lot of money, right? These are people who like sign up for some, you know, savings like account with Gemini to get yield on their crypto holdings. And since it was powered by Genesis, now that's not working out so well. So this is a big money that DCG and Genesis are going to have to find ways to scrounge up to make Gemini users whole. There's creditors out there. They're probably thinking about doing some sort of prepackaged thing, probably selling some assets from under the DCG umbrella to get some money back out to fix this liquidity problem. They're going to get a response to this thing, I think, within a week. Whether or not it's going to be resolved within a week, I think is unclear from this article at least. But the response, at least, according to the piece, will be returned maybe within about a week's time. What follows that? Who knows? I mean, I think there's parts of the DCG portfolio that might be able to be sold, you know, to put some money back into the coffers. But that process is not going to be resolved anytime soon, I'd imagine, right? It's sort of been this stalemate, right, where, you know, Genesis has not been forced into bankruptcy protection. They're trying to figure this out. It doesn't seem like an impending sort of catastrophe situation as we've seen with other firms, but it is something that clearly behind the scenes is being worked on. And, you know, what will come out of it is still very much TBD. I'll throw it to Jen. I mean, I think these Gemini users are probably pretty upset that you know, this thing that they thought was going to give them some you know, some interest didn't ultimately pan out. What do you see this story really being about?
Yeah, we talk so much, even on this show, about there being alternatives to the traditional financial system and alternatives to the bank. And there are all these financial opportunities that maybe people who wouldn't have access to in the traditional financial world have access to in the crypto world. And so it's sad to see in a bear market, in all of this contagion, that those people who were looking for alternatives are the ones who are suffering. But I look forward to seeing what this solution is, and I hope that it does go through. This morning, I was taking a look at Cameron Winklevoss's Twitter thread, and there was one customer under there that said, "Thank you, please recover our funds. It was my entire life savings." I think this is a lesson for all of us to take away from this, that a lot of these projects and products aren't regulated in the same way that your traditional financial products are. And if you are going to participate in any of these things, to do your own research, only put in what you are willing to lose. And yeah, I feel for the people who had their funds locked up on here and had put all of their life savings into a lot of these platforms, thinking that they were going to get rich quick, like a lot of people were talking about during the last bull cycle. Well,
yeah, really quick before I give it to Wendy. I hate that we're back in a cycle where we have to say, don't put in what you're not willing to lose. I'd like to hope that we're past that, just based on the number of companies that have gone public, like that we have financiers involved, there's institutions now, you know, Tesla's holding Bitcoin, that's still a thing actually, but we still have to say, don't put in more than you're willing to lose, because a lot of these people are still trying to figure out how to get these products working. You know, Genesis, big firm, but now they're having bankruptcy or talks and are having liquidity issues. You know, we still have to have that phrase out there, that little disclosure. Wendy, up to you.
I just want to comment on the traditional financial system and how, like, because we talk about that crypto exchanges aren't regulated like banks are, but at the same time, it's like this week or even last week, like JP Morgan got in trouble for fraud, Wells Fargo got in trouble for doing predatory practices against their customers. So I think that both industries need a little bit of work is all. And I don't think we should just isolate crypto because banking industry gets in trouble too. It's just not reported as heavily as it is in mainstream media.